Welcome in this new video. My name is Jullian and I am the co-founder and CEO of Elite Chef Academy. And in today's training, we'll talk about the necessary shifts that need to happen for you to become a successful private chef agency owner and scale your income to 50K per month and plus. The first point to go over is understanding the transition from being a private chef to agency owner. If you just watched the previous training on how to retain customers, you understood that one of the last things that I did to retain or increase my income was to start providing contracts for other people, which is technically what you're gonna do as an agency owner. Okay? So, first point, transitioning from being a solo private chef to running an agency means new challenges, new expertise, and new skill set. There's this expression that says new levels, new devils. The benefits of the hurdles that you go through scaling and expanding your business by running your agency are time and money. It's going to obviously in the beginning cost you time and cost you money, but the end goal is to have more time for yourself while making more money. Like going from being a chef to a private chef, nothing will happen overnight. But with enough perseverance and dedication, you'll end up in a position where you make more money in a shorter amount of time, aka your time per hour gets higher, right? When you were a chef, you were making what, like $15 an hour to $20 an hour to maybe $25 to $30 an hour if you're a head chef in a really good structure. Well, when you become a private chef, you start banking $50 an hour, $70 an hour, $100 an hour, $200 an hour for some people. When you become an agency owner, you don't really get paid per hour anymore, but if you had to, that'll increase also depending on how many contracts you can get and how many private chefs you can hire. And this reward won't happen without the mindset shift required to go from 10K a month to 50K a month. To become a 50K a month type of person, you need to stop making decisions like a 10K a month person. Simple to say, harder to execute. One of the most common thing that I see with people that I've trained and coached myself to in different industries, not only in the private chef industries, more in the sales and the consulting industry, where people are making, 10, 20 grand a month and they want to scale the business to go to 50 to 100K a month. They only focus on strategies. They only think that what they need is a strategy to apply, when it's true. Like, the strategy that got you to 10K a month isn't going to be the strategy that will get you to 100K a month. It's not like it's not gonna only be like multiplying numbers and do 10 times more than what you're doing, because technically when you're already making 10K a month, you're already working a lot. So like time wise, that wouldn't be possible to multiply to 10x the volume of the work that you're putting in, because there's not enough hours in a day. So the first thing that needs to happen is a mindset shift, is to become a new person, a different person that is making the decisions that lead to the action of somebody that is making 100K a month. And sometimes the decision that leads to the actions they are really hard decisions, and that's the reason why most people are not making 50 or 100 grand a month, is because they are not able to make those decisions. They're not even able to believe that they can make those decisions. So that leads back to what we spoke about earlier in another training about belief, is that before even making a decision, you need to believe that you can make that decision, that you're able to back yourself up when you make that decision. I'm using an example. To become a 100K a month person, meaning that you're making over $1 million a year, this will involve you investing a lot of money in things that you might have never invested before. It can be coaching about leadership, coaching about management, coaching about sales. It can and most likely will be leads acquisition, starting to invest in marketing and paid advertisement. And those are not small numbers. In order for you to make 100K a month, you're not gonna get there by investing a couple of hundred, right? And again, it's gonna be different that like investing in, I don't know, like buying fridges or buying tools or buying, like a car to stock more materials. These are like really different things, different skill set, different and new departments in your business that as a chef you most likely haven't been yet, which can be scary. So yeah, spend some time on this, but like the belief system is a big thing. Even to move from a chef to become a private chef. But yeah, gonna stop here. But this is a skill which is personal development, mindset, performance that we're gonna dig and that we're gonna attack a lot to move from that place to another. That's the point number one. The point number two is hiring and managing other chefs. That leads right after, that goes right after the belief. It's like, in order for you to be able to hire, find talents and manage them, you need to believe that you have and that you'll develop the skill set of leadership and communication and teams management. Because if this is something you suck at, technically you have to learn it. And in order for you to learn it, you have to believe that you can learn it. You want to have staff ready to perform before even having the opportunity for them. Really important thing. For the safety and reputation of your business, starting in this order is non-negotiable. In the beginning, you want to work with people you might have met before and know you can trust their work as soon as you find them an opportunity. So, gonna develop a little bit with this, but technically, you better to have chefs to provide for clients that having clients that you cannot provide chef for. Okay, because in the business, and we're not going to develop into this right now, but it's easier to find the stuff that it is to find the clients. Okay, it costs more money technically if we were just like using paid ads. Okay, if like you were using your money to finding the clients to find chefs, it will cost you more to acquire a customer than it will cost you to find a chef. Okay, this is just pure like data answer. Okay, I'm basing myself based on data. Same here. You don't want to start hiring people that you never met, or that you just feel like there's a good feeling. Like you need to hire people in the first place to try yourself out with people that you know and that you can trust. If you can. If you can't, I mean, again, this is not going to make or break your business, but this is ideally what we want to do in the beginning. Then, within Elite Chef Academy, we'll give you access to a pool of elite private chefs that you'll be able to hire depending on the location, the skill set, and availability. Okay? Again, this gives you a level of control where you know where they're from, you know how they trained, you know who trained them. So it gives a level of certainty that when they're going to provide and when they're going to perform for you, they're going to execute the way that you want to. Because now you have to delegate and you need a, you're not going to be the one that is going to perform. And this is where leadership and communication and team management comes into play. This isn't a jump you'll make unless you have already been in the industry long enough, by the way. So it's not like you're not going to come today and that you're going to be a private chef for 2 months and 2 months later you're going to tell me like I'm going to start my agency. Again, I'm not saying like this is never going to be able to happen. I don't want to put bias into anybody. I'm just saying that most of the time it's going to take you time before getting into this position so you don't burn yourself, okay? Now your job won't be to perform as a chef anymore, but as a manager, as a leader. You'll learn through leadership, delegation, and management how to build teams and grow them. Point number 3, expanding your client's base and service. Now your main job becomes how to find clients. This is going to make or break your business. This is going to become the most important thing that you'll do in your business. Your ability to generate leads becomes the most important asset of your business. They can be through viral organic content on social media, learning how to run profitable paid ads also on social media, building a powerful network in specific locations you previously worked to attract customers already in these areas. Okay, there's 3 ways. So either your network, either running paid ads on social media, either running organic and viral content also on social media. It's not one or the other. It's like no matter what you focus on, I recommend having one main source of traffic where 80% of your potential customers come from. Then the 20% left can vary with multiple angles. The idea is not to chase 2 rabbits at the same time, but making sure that you have a backup solution if the main one dries a little bit, because it's going to happen. Okay. However, even if it's going to rise a little bit, you want to make sure to focus only on one mainly because you don't want it to rise completely. And one way to make a source of traffic rise completely is that if you don't really master it, if you try to do everything at the same time, you're never really going to become good at one specific source of acquisition. And that can allow this source of acquisition to rise completely because you don't really know how to control it. Okay, so we want to make sure that we really have 80% from one source of traffic, okay, that we master. So sometimes when it goes down, we use another one, but it never really dries out completely. The same goes for the service you provide. Don't try to catch everybody and anybody like I could have recommended you to do earlier in your days when you were a private chef. Now you have the experience. Now you're the expert, so you want to position yourself as such. You're better to work with one specific avatar, one specific customer that tried to serve everybody and end up working with nobody. Focusing on one specific avatar will allow you to position yourself as an expert and charge more because of that. Now we're not looking to acquire as many customers as we want. We're working to acquiring the most expensive customer as we can in the easiest way as possible so we can duplicate this model, okay? Because it's really hard to duplicate a model that isn't the same because logistically, then you burn out, okay? And the fastest way to scale a business is to have a really easy and simple model to duplicate, okay? I mean, I can give you a really an easy example. It's really easy to multiply 10 by 10, correct? It becomes, by head, I'm saying, it becomes much harder to multiply 7.37 by 3.86. You get what I'm saying? These are not crazy numbers. I didn't tell you like it's harder to multiply fucking like 1533 by like 734. I just use like small numbers, small digits, but I complex them. So it's not about the size of your business. It's about the model that you're using. Okay, there are businesses. Now we're getting out of like the private chef business, right? There are businesses that are harder to go from like 10 to 20K a month that some other businesses that are from getting to 50 to 100K a month, just because of the nature of the model, okay? One thing you never want to change is the quality of the service, as your brand reputation will be at stake. Don't get me wrong, when you start scaling, you might not be able to offer the same service that you were offering when you were at a smaller scale. It doesn't mean that because you become bigger, you cannot provide the same level of quality that you were providing before. You only need to make adjustments, maybe to invest more money in your business so the deliver stays the same. What's in the plate might be different, okay? The performance that you give might be different than the other one, but the way that you deliver it still stays the same, technically even better, okay? Building systems and automation, really important one, especially when we get into this place. If you haven't yet as a private chef, implementing systems to streamline operation, scheduling, billing, client and team communication is going to become right now non-negotiable. This is also the success of your business is going to depend on this at all. Remember, in the beginning, you're going to be overwhelmed and you'll need to systematize as much as you can if you don't want to end up working 24/7 and burn out. So there's a few examples, not all of them, but I just give you a brief overview. Keep all your clients and team communication in one single location. It can be WhatsApp for clients because it creates more proximity, and Slack for the team. You don't want to use WhatsApp for your team because this is an app that is used to manage teams, okay? You want to use Teams, but I don't really use it, or Slack or Discord only. Use Google Calendar to track every single hour of your day and not miss appointments. Marketing and sales is going to be the main bread and butter of the business right now. So you spend most of your day having phone calls. And if you're not on phone, you're going to be on your computer. So you need to remember the appointments and the specific tasks that you have scheduled around the day to make sure that you stay on top of them. Today, when I was a private chef, I didn't use a calendar at all. I could use it like on a piece of paper to remind myself things, but that was it. Now that I'm running a business, I I'm checking my calendar maybe like 5 or 6 times a day to give you an idea. Okay, it's impossible for me to start my day without checking my calendar. It's like I can't do it. Start to build emails and text sequences to keep communication active with with your clients, those who are already maintaining a relationship, but also those that might close in the future by nurturing them with content and promotion. So you want to make sure that you're always in touch with the clients that are already clients, because you want to maintain them and retain them as a client. So either keep them or even like offer them something higher. Okay, so you want to maintain a relationship. And for those that are not clients yet, it's not because somebody isn't a client today that they won't become a client tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. So you need to make sure that you keep them in your pipeline, we call this, okay? Use a CRM to keep track of client informations, experiences, and future transactions with them also, okay? Your CRM is your database, if that makes sense. You need to become more comfortable with using AI tools to save yourself time and computer knowledge to maximize your chance to scale without costing you extra time, energy, and money. Point number 5, marketing your agency. Same as you did before for your private chef business in the early days, you'll build a strong brand identity for your agency. You're not branding a person anymore, but a company. Your presence online will be as important, if not more now, that you need to generate a bigger amount of customers. Before, it was good to knock doors. Now that you have more money, more resources, more experience, more resources overall, right? You might want to keep knocking doors, but maybe you're going to start hiring people to knock doors for you. You're going to start investing money in paid ads. You're going to learn how to create better content so you can become viral on social media and start generating leads this way. Okay, it's time now to invest in what we call leverage. In the beginning, you needed only one client to make $10,000 a month. Now you needed thousands of them to provide opportunities for all the chefs without cutting their payroll too much, and make sure they stay happy and loyal to your business. There's 2 ways for you to generate a profitable business. The first way, I mean in this model especially, the first way is to underpay your staff, okay? And this is where you're gonna make your margin, okay? I mean, you charge high clients, you underpay your staff, you're making high margins, okay? What happens is you have really high turnover, and you always have to change your stuff because people don't want to stay with you. Because I mean, you can be the greatest business owners in the world, right? And the greatest leader, like people like to be around you, but if you don't pay them, people won't stay. It's a fact. The second way to go over is to not overpay them, but consider the chefs as salespeople. Technically, they have a base salary, but they also work on commission. There are structures to work around this that we won't really get into today, but technically you want to make sure that you pay them better than other private chef agencies so they stay with you. Pay is not a single thing. Again, for having been in sales for a while now and generated millions of dollars for really successful companies, a company that provides you financial securities is good, but that is not it, okay? Like, some people really want culture also. And if you really want to be a great company, you need to provide money, but you also need to provide a great culture so people also stay. So the first way is to underpay your staff, and that is not this is not the smartest way to become a profitable business. The second way is to pay them a little bit more on the commission structure and building a really good culture so people stay within the company and helps you to grow it, okay? In the beginning, I will place the chefs you have available with existing clients from your business, from your private chef base. So this is really good hack, okay? Ideally, with the clients you feel the most comfortable with are the ones that you know the least. The idea is that on the one hand, if the chef sucks, client like you so much, know that being used as a tool for your business. So on one hand, it's like those clients, you've been working with them for a long time. They kind of like, they're helping you out. They know that you starting your agency, right? You're moving from like being a private chef to being a private chef agencies. So they're okay to help you out and to develop your business. So they won't really mind if the private chef sucks for the first couple of times, right? On the other hand, you also develop the skills of like client acquisition, so you know how to generate leads. So with the new leads, you don't really mind if you burn them because they're new leads. So technically, you don't really care, and you got to place those chefs over there. Okay, the middle clients, you don't really want to use it because they're not all clients yet. So there's not enough trust that is being built to use them as a trio. And the new ones, you don't really care if you lose them because they're just new and you're gonna get more. Okay. Conclusion for this training: after more than 6 years of being in business, I understood one key thing: the ones that win are not the ones with the best ID, or the one that sells the best service. Okay, even if quality means a lot, and even if you're really good at sales, and on top of this you have a really good product, you're gonna be the best. But technically, it's not about the best ID, and it's not about the best service. But actually, those that wins are the ones that have a good ID with a really good quality, that execute better than their competitors. AKA, they manage their team well, they take fast but accurate decisions, and they also systematize and automate everything they can to stay on top of their business instead of being overwhelmed and under the water. And thirdly, they sell more than anybody else. So, great ID, great service, high level of execution, and great salespeople. Okay, these are like the three main important points. Not one of them, no, all of them. Okay. Here you have to forget completely about how good of a chef you are when you start your private chef agency. I know you do, and everybody else too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this place. You wouldn't have made it that far. Now it's time to focus on non-negotiable elements to scale past the 50K a month and become a successful agency owner.